signature is coined by a man.
Yeah. Hey, Don, now they're going to start a recording. Did you hear the little voice say that?
Okay, great. Good. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know where Tom's at. Okay.
Did you do the recording?
Back on here. Huh?
Did you do a recording?
Yeah, it's starting. The recording started already. So
yeah,
I got the controls on that. So, yeah, one of the key things is in Black Sport Dictionary. Okay, I didn't find it in any of the other dictionaries. Now it's also in Black Sixth. But it's the phrase CAUTIO, first word. Again, CAUTIO, first word. Second word, MUCIANA. Again, that second word is MUCIANA.
Cautio Muciana.
Okay, what that means is security given by an heir or legatee to obtain immediate possession of inheritance or legacy for observance of a condition annexed to the bequest, where the act which is the object of the condition is one which must be avoided committing, which he must avoid committing during his whole life. Okay? They have 2 or 3 examples. He will never marry, he will never leave the country, and the third one, the big one, is never engage in a particular trade. You have to give this to the United States, this security to the United States and state of feudal commercial corporations. And all this security is nothing more than I pledge not to operate in or set up a trade in opposition to their commercial usury system of trade. I pledge to only use just and lawful barter of exchanges. I pledge to operate within the laws of the Republic. And I pledge to restrain my teachings to giving aid and comfort to only those that will live in honor and hold to the first 3 pledges. That's what I wrote up. And then I'll submit this in. We are fully vested. That means we have a right of immediate possession to our enjoyments. And then with this other, when we give the security, that is the second step in getting immediate possession. You also have to have an estate EIN to be able to transfer that over to you. Then you can turn around and place it under your foreign grantor estate EIN, if need be. But that's what is needed. That's pretty much the simple. And then you want access to some of your funds. Okay, there's another phrase in using that, and we've been using the wrong phrase. When we want to complete this estate, we say, use the word settle up. We're going to settle up the estate. When you want, hold up here. When you want access to some of your funds, it's called an advancement. There's another Roman word there that basically a payment in advance of the whole or part of a share which a given heir would be entitled to receive out of an inheritance. And here in America and in England, it's called an advancement. Then when you look up advancement, you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's what we want, is we want an advancement against our estate, if you want a partial one right now.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, everything out here is per a self-enacting or self-executing treaty. Okay? Self-executing treaty. A treaty with a foreign nation that operates of itself without the aid of legislation. And this is a self-executing treaty of peace. Okay? Treaty of peace, an agreement or contract made between belligerent powers in which they agree to lay down their arms and by which they stipulate the conditions of peace and regulate the manner in which it is to be restored and supported. And you go on through treaty, basically it's an agreement. You go to agreement, and then you go into articles of agreement, and you'll find that it can be a contract in writing or a signed memorandum of a contract. When you look up memorandum, it's just a memory of the damn thing. The driver's license. It doesn't have all the writings of the contract on it. It's just a memory of the contract. The certificate of title to the vehicle, whatever. They're just memories, memorandums.
Yeah, you just need like a number or something.
Yeah, basically something to tie it back to what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and these are all self-enacting or self-executing treaties of peace. And we gave them the assets to use as collateral. They owe us the fees to pay the bills. They are the principal debtor to us. And that's what fee simple is all about. It's simply that they owe us some fees for the services that we've given to them. Sort of look at some of these words in the mirror, and basically they flip positions around on you. But all the stuff is in the damn dictionaries. It's not in the damn codes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this one item right here, this cautio, and see, you are a cautioneer, okay? You are the surety. You are the one who is supposed to ensure that the proper person is paying the bill. That's what a surety is all about. You don't have to pay the bill. You have to make sure that the proper person is paying the bill. Now, for traffic tickets and a few other items, there's also a self-executing judgment. You have a traffic ticket. They turn around and they put an appearance bond on there. You sign that document. Basically, you gave them the bond. Now you take that to the clerk of the court. The clerk of the court is supposed to take the funds out of that bond and turn around and give you the residue from that bond that you put up. You don't go to no stinking judge. You don't have to go to court. It's all done right there with the clerk of the court. It's a self-executing judgment.
So you tell them to pay the fine out of the bond and send the residue
Take
back to you.
the fine out of the appearance bond that is on this document. And give me the rest. That's what that one guy was doing when he took the damn traffic tickets to the clerk of the court and was walking out there with money in his back pocket. He just never explained it to anybody how he was doing it. And it's a self-executing judgment. You have to know that phrase, that this is a self-executing judgment. It's been judged. Now, take care of this, clerk of the court, because you're coming in as the surety or the cautioneer, and you're giving them the caution.
We are the surety for the cautioneer.
No, we are the cautioneer. Surety is a cautioneer.
Okay.
Look these definitions up in the dictionary.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well. Right, and you just said the cautioneer makes sure the
Make
right
sure
person,
the right person pays the bill.
Yeah, the sum
and you
of the
gave the bond. You bonded your assets over from the estate over to them. Now they have them in their hands. Now they have to settle the damn thing. But it's a self-executing judgment. There are several others out there that basically you gave the bond on the mortgage. You just have to look at it from that aspect now. They have to now come through, and basically you gave them the bond. They have to take what is due out of that bond and give you the residue and the clear title to the house.
Yeah, and if you paid your house off, they should give you the whole amount of the bond back.
Yes. They say you have to come in and make that claim.
Right.
And then when you get out of this system, you'll never get back into that damn scenario again. You can't play the commodity big board because you'd be running in competition with them.
Patrick, why do they say no marriage?
Huh?
Why do they say not? You couldn't get married?
That was just an example. That's not what is needed for this. Okay, it's just an example of somebody getting an inheritance.
Oh.
Like somebody over in England said, well, you can't get married, basically, or else you're not going to get this inheritance.
Yeah, or it could be the other way, like in the...
Those are just examples.
Yeah, I
okay?
understand. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't go into detail.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, right.
One that we really have to worry about is that we're not going to be in a trade competition with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're really looking for. That we're not going to run into competition with them and destroy and then also come in and try and cause harm to them.
And you called that a just pledge, right? That you wouldn't be in competition? Or in
no,
a
you
particular
call
trade?
it this title, this caution.
Oh, yeah, cautio machinia.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, I'll look it
up. And then I pledge not to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I pledge only to use lawful and just barter exchanges. Now, if you go out to Vegas, you're going to have to be awful damn careful. If you win big, you're going to have to turn around and just hand it off to somebody else. Just go for the enjoyment. Because that's a wagering game and that's a trade in their system, a wagering trade. And you're not supposed to be operating in that. So go and eat the meals and watch the shows and watch the people make fools of themselves. And you'll have a good time.
Right, it's the best place to go to people watch.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. And then the other items out there, like I said, understanding that these, from what I talked about Sunday night, in the process, that this is all about feudal items. And I had Tom post several of those up there, like the manifest, a template of the manifest. That you have an honorary feed, F-E-U-D, and that is the certificate of live birth. You have a proper and impartial feed as a military feed if you have the select service. If you did service in the military, then you have a military impartial or impartible feed. And you have to know what those definitions mean. Now, all the others, the certificate of marriage, the driver's license, the certificate of title to your vehicle, the court cases, the voter registration, those are all domestic, improper, derivative FEUDs. And then the foreign improper or derivative FEUD are the Social Security and the certificate of baptism with the Church of Rome. They're foreign.
That's why they're improper. Yeah.
But to get, and these are all these estates, they're simply fees that's owed to you. See, you put it on the other side of the looking glass and it comes out simply fees. Simply payments that are owed to you for the usage of your assets as collateral.
Wow, what a big game, man.
Yeah. And the word definitions that I had Tom post up there the other day, and then these ones that I put on this call tonight, basically that should put the caveat to the whole thing. But that one thing was this one document. We have to give a security to them that we will not come and infringe upon them in their trade. It's not a non-disclosure, okay? We're not going to make it that. We have the right to help our fellow mankind if they stay in honor. And if they will abide by this, we have no control over that. But basically, we can give them the information and try and tell them that they have to do this. Now, if they don't do this, they've been warned. They've been cautioned by us. That basically, if they violate that, these trade companies will come after them. And that's what I tried to say over the last several years, that if you don't understand and you come out of a system and you don't fully understand this, you can be in a hell of a lot worse shape than what you are right now. You need to start planting the seeds of knowledge so that you can get the fruits of understanding. And you're going to find that in the dictionaries, and more than one, Okay? See, this wasn't in Ballantyne's. This wasn't in Bouvier's, this two-word phrase. And it wasn't in Black's first. I don't know whether it was in Black's second. I didn't look at that one. But I found it in Black's fourth. And it was only because I was going through caution and cautioner in the process. And see, then when you do this, you get that, you send this item into the Secretary of State to put it on the record, to have it recorded. A caution is to go into the land registrar. And for this item, it would be the Secretary of the State. You would also notify the Attorney General's office with this, and also the Treasury. At least get 2 out of the 3 trustees, but you would also have it on file with the Secretary of State. Okay, any questions now?
Yeah, I just understand that last part you said is just have it with the Attorney General's office and the Secretary of the Treasury, but make sure it's with the Secretary of the State, but at least the other 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, I'd notify them. Basically, whoever you want to notify, send a copy of it to them by fax after you get it done.
Whoever you want to notify.
Treasury Inspector General, the U.S. trustee in your local federal district, the chief judge for your federal district. Might as well notify a few people that, hey, basically, you know a little more than what the hell the average person does. Now they'll start looking at you in a different retrospect.
Yeah, we just want to be concerned about getting out and not working, and like you say, like with that pledge, it's almost like your will. It's like you're letting them know you're not going to go back in the system, or you're not going to be competition.
We're not going to harm them, okay? We're not going to cause them harm. We're giving them a caution. Caution. We're not going to harm you, so you can't harm us. Yeah, you have a piece of property, and basically you have a well, an open well on your property.
Yeah.
You better go into the land recorder's office and post a caution into the land records that there's an open well located so far in from the west fence, 250 feet or so.
Yeah.
And then you also post a caution on your fence, but basically, if the caution falls down off the fence, you've still got it on record at the county land record.
Yeah.
And basically, anybody that comes on that property is supposed to notify you before they come on there. So if the sheriff comes out there trying to sneak up on your house and falls down the well and drowns, it's not your damn fault.
Right. Yeah, it's good to have that mentality of caution and always warn others and make a record of it.
Right. And see, that's basically all that you're giving is in a surety, is a pledge that I'm cautioning you that I will not harm you. That I cautioned you. Now, you do not harm me.
Right. like I should do that. Like tell them I'm driving around with private civilian as a private civilian, so I won't harm anybody.
No, you just have to do what I just read off here, okay? I pledge to operate within the laws of the Republic.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you're operating within the laws of the Republic, you're not operating in the laws of the feudal system. So you don't need to have a driver's license. You don't have a Social Security account. You're closing all those feudal items down. They have nothing to charge.
Makes sense.
Okay? Okay, we'll go ahead and stop this, and if you guys want to continue talking, go ahead, but I'm going to drop off as soon as I stop this call.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay.
All right, nice to hear with you. Be with you.